The biggest fitness mistakes that I have made when I started my fitness journey. Honestly, there's so many to pick from, but I'm going to pick my top 3 today. The first one has got to be sacrificing the long term for short term progress. I get it. There's so many products out there and plans out there that promise quick results, and it can be tempting. I've fallen into that trap as well. So I have tried different diets which cut out carbs or fats. I have tried downloading 4-week shredder programs off the internet, and none of it has worked for me, just as it probably hasn't worked for you. The reason it hasn't is because it just relies on quick results without actually educating you, without teaching you anything about your hunger cues, about how to actually eat and train for your own particular lifestyle. They don't teach you how to manage social events, how to actually have a life and make progress. You know, what happens when, you don't follow the plan for a day? How do you get back on track? It's that kind of mindset of being flexible and inclusive that really leads to long-term results instead of just quick short-term results and then actually causing you to bounce back, even gaining more weight or to be in a worse position than you were right before you even started. Number 2. Not having a plan that's specific enough. Now, you might think you have a plan, but actually, I know from experience that to get the most success, you need a plan that's really specific. So just to give you an example, if your goal is fat loss, you need to know how far you want to go. So how are you actually measuring this? Is your goal a number that you want to see on the scale? Is it a dress size? Is it a certain way that you're going to look in progress photos? Is it fitting into a particular piece of clothing? How are you actually measuring this? You then need to break it down into monthly, weekly goals so that you know whether or not you're on track in the short term to get to your longer term goal. You also need to know exactly what you're doing on a day-to-day basis to get there. And to take it a step further, you need to know when you're doing these things. So for example, if you're saying that you're going to get in 3 workouts a week, you need to schedule them in, whether it's, say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever, you need them in your diary. And that's one of the things I help my clients to do. We actually look through client diaries together and we actually slot things in. And I find that in terms of adherence and actually sticking to the plan, that gets a much better results. And if you're thinking that actually that sounds a bit overwhelming, I promise you it's exactly the opposite. The more structure you can implement into your plan, the less the overwhelm, the more the clarity, you know exactly when you're doing stuff and you are more likely to get shit done. Number 3, being afraid to ask for help. This is something I've definitely been guilty on. I think sometimes we feel like asking for help is almost a sign of failure, but actually it's the exact opposite. Asking for help means you're taking the first step towards success, towards improving yourself, improving your lifestyle, and that is massive. Someone who has experience not only with themselves, but also with getting others to the exact same place that you want to get to is going to help get you there much, much quicker than trying to do it all yourself. It just takes away some of the overwhelm, it gives you clarity and gives you just that bit of support and accountability that you need. Speaking of accountability, in the short term, accountability can be a really, really, really useful factor in helping you get started. In the long term, you'll probably agree that you don't want someone to answer to for the rest of your life. This is why I help my clients focus on specific solutions to their own struggles, to building long-term sustainable habits that they can then rely on for the rest of their life. My goal with clients is to get them self-sufficient to the point where they can take control of their own health and fitness so that they never need another coach or a trainer ever again. If this sounds like something you would like to know a little bit more about, just hit the link below. I will get in touch. There's no commitment at this point. We'll just have a casual chat to see if you are a right fit for the program, and then we can take it from there.